Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad and Buried podcast. If any of you are new listeners, we've been getting a lot of new subscribers lately. That's not true. I've just always wanted to say it.
Yeah, that would be something nice to say.
I am Dad and Buried. My name is Mike. This is my co-host Pete.
Are you Dad and Buried?
I'm Mike.
Yeah.
I am Mike, and I sometimes go by Dad and
Yeah,
Buried because I
that's right.
write a humorous blog in which I refer to myself as Dad and my son as Buried. Did I
Yeah.
tell you people think that sometimes? How
That-
do you call your son Buried?
That your blog
I
is
don't.
humorous? Or...
Look, I'm not referring to my son, like I don't call him Buried. What I'm saying
Okay.
is my life has been destroyed because of my children.
Right, and that's what
It's
we're here to
different.
talk about.
Right, and that's what I talk about on my blog and on my Instagram and now on my award-winning, also not true podcast.
And we're both dads,
We are,
which is actually true.
That's true. You're less Buried.
Not of the same child, though. Different children.
Not of the same
We don't
child.
we don't share.
Right, and we're not
children.
brothers either.
Mm-mm.
Not yet.
Maybe one
Here's
day.
hoping.
All right, that was awkward.
Well, you know what? It wouldn't be us if it weren't, Pete.
Good call.
All right. So before we get started, this week we're going to be talking about playtime with kids, whether that's at a playground, at a play space, on a
yes.
play date, in your own house.
Yes, it's.
We're going to
so
talk about
good.
why playtime is a misnomer. What do you want to call it? The playtime paradox is what
Yeah.
you're referring to it as. But before we get started, we want to thank everybody who supports us on Patreon and beseech our other listeners
Yes.
to join us,
Please.
Chris Coleman,
The water
David
is
Tuttle,
warm.
and MS
Babayan.
Babayan. I'm really bad with names. I choke under pressure every time.
You're okay. You did it.
Who are supporting us on Patreon. We got Barbara Geiger, Funky Fee.
The dad bod.
She's the dad bod level
Yeah.
on Patreon. Julie McCarthy, shout out to Intrepid Media, an old friend of mine, the father figure level.
Oh.
She messaged me the other day and she said, I am
very much.
shocked because your podcast doesn't even suck. Not even a little bit.
Are you sure?
That's what she
Maybe
said.
she had some wine or something. It was too little.
I mean, that was high praise. It doesn't even
Yeah.
suck. I'm shocked. Right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Julie.
Don't worry. Give us time.
World's greatest dad. We got Sarge, who's really the MVP of the podcast Patreon crew.
Yeah.
He's all up in our grill every
Yeah.
week on pretty much
He's
Instagram.
all over it,
Like
which we
honestly, my
love.
wife is like,
We love it.
"Why don't you and Sarge get a room?" And I was like, "Pete called dibs."
Yeah.
Right.
Me and Sarge first.
And Cole Wiedemeyer. I do that every time. I gotta ask this dude how to pronounce his name.
Yeah. Is he from Germany?
You know what?
Where are
Maybe.
your papers?
Maybe. So yeah, look, we love doing the podcast. It's really hot in here already because we're not in a studio and it's warm in May and we can't have the AC on because it's too loud. And
Yeah.
I sweat a lot. We're all gonna find out. Have you ever seen broadcast news with Albert? What's his
Finney?
name? Not Albert Finney. Who rest in peace, Albert. He died recently.
Okay.
Albert Brooks. He gets flop sweat.
Oh, yeah.
It's very entertaining. Good movie. So yeah, look, we want to be able to have to do some more of these. Hopefully, not have to do anything else
We'd love to be.
except podcast
Can
professionally.
you imagine?
Like Joe Rogan,
Oh my God,
he-
that guy is the best.
like Charlemagne. You ever listen to that? I listen to that sometimes in
Charlemagne?
the morning.
Oh yeah, no.
Charlemagne.
Marin?
We're not at that level yet. We're gonna need a few more Patreon supporters, just a few. So you could be the one who does it.
And
you
we
could be
would
the one who
love
lets
to
our
read
dreams come true.
Your name.
And actually, you know what? Our friends
you
that
up.
are at Mimosas with Moms,
Yes.
who run a nice podcast of their own, and anybody that drinks while they podcast or references drinking while parenting is a friend of mine.
Yep. And a
They
friend of
asked
mine.
us on, so we may do some kind of collaboration with them. We don't really have the equipment yet to do guests.
Yes, that's what
Just
we'd like
one
to
of the
do.
reasons we're begging you guys for money because
Yeah.
we want to have some of you on. Sarge, we want to know what makes you tick.
Yeah.
Actually, Sarge, you're the last person who needs to worry about contributing. We appreciate everything you've done. Some of you deadbeats
Yeah.
that are listening to this for free,
Come on.
give Sarge a boost. The man's done enough
Yeah.
for our country and for our podcast. Not enough, but a lot.
Yeah, he's done.
You could do a little more, right?
Good call. Yeah, you're doing great.
You can listen to us everywhere: iTunes, Stitcher, Overcast,
wherever you want.
Google, Spotify.
Anything. Do anything. Subway. Just go to the subway.
I listen to it on the subway
Yeah,
sometimes.
Just start singing.
I was at
Just start
Subway earlier
listening.
today, and some woman just cut me.
Cut you?
Literally, walked in, couldn't see I was on the left,
Cut
then
you?
looked. No, cut
the
me in
line.
line. I'm sitting there trying to order a sub for my son, and I'm kind of hidden a little bit. And
Yeah.
then this, a woman walks up, and
Yeah.
she looks at me, realizes that
She's about to cut
she has
you.
now cut me, and then just continues.
And just was like, instead of being like, oh, she was like, you know what? Fuck you.
And I was like, you know what? I don't care.
Fuck you.
Is this really that important to me? Subway? Does my son have to eat? No.
You know what? Because you were trained on the actual subway.
Trained by whom? For
No,
what purpose?
Trained by society to ignore other people and tell everyone to go.
I get up for a pregnant woman. I'll get up for a senior citizen.
I'll never sit down. That's
You're
what I'll do.
yeah, but you're a germaphobe. It's really,
No,
I'm
it's
wearing my
not-
flip flops today. I know it's making you really uncomfortable.
I hate it.
You can watch us on YouTube, like Weirdo Pete here does. We're not
Yes.
getting into that again. I'm sick of it.
Don't do it.
Last
Do it.
week we talked about Mother's Day. We got
No,
we talked about Pet Mom's Day. I'm sorry,
Moms.
which I consider to be Mother's Day.
Right.
I've changed my mind. I flip flopped on the whole thing. We're gonna do a whole separate episode where I praise pet moms.
Okay.
And
We
got
went.
our,
We did both sides though, but we ended up kind of.
did we?
on-
We were on the same side.
yeah, we were pretty. Well, I mean,
I now realize you were wrong.
we tried to
And I
do
was
it
wrong.
balanced, and it ended up just being we were just both being dicks.
We're just shitting on
Just
people.
shitting
right?
on-
Fuck your pets.
Yeah.
Fuck your pets.
yeah. So we're dicks.
We got
We're also
some,
dicks.
well, if they've been following me for a while, they've known that, and you've known me for
Yeah.
quite a while, so
And
you
now-
certainly know that.
And now we're into. The,
So we got a couple of comments on the YouTube and on the audio version.
On
which
the- well,
I call
so-
it a podcast.
Yeah, they call so what we want to try and do is that we have a YouTube channel and we post the videos there, and so we're trying to get the conversation going there because you can comment
Specific episodes.
Yeah, you can comment on the
YouTube,
specific
which
episodes,
you can't
and
really
that's kind of
do
cool.
via a review on iTunes.
Yeah, exactly. And so
You can, if you write a review, talk about your favorite episodes.
yeah, if you want to do that, give us
It'd be
some
great.
stars.
Yeah,
That would be
quote
great.
some lines.
That would be great. But
If you need any suggestions.
but if you want to get into some dialogue and let us know what you're thinking, that would be great.
Sometimes I forget to comment on my own YouTubes.
Yeah,
You know
'cause
what?
you're a forgetful guy.
But I'm hanging out there. I'm lurking.
Yeah, you are lurking. I remind you, so I'm watching, guys.
So MS Babayan, is that correct?
Yep.
MS Babayan commented on our YouTube that Mama Buried is 100% right, which is what I often say in my household.
Of
Happy
course.
wife, happy life, as
Mom
they
and
say.
Buried is your wife.
And she was the one who started the whole shitstorm. No, she's just another Buried. She's just another.
Just another Instagram handle.
She started the whole shitstorm with her response to my text. But MS Babayan, we need to know your first name, MS.
I think it's Mary. Isn't
Okay, Mary. We're going to call you Mary from now on, all right?
MS or is it Ms?
it? Oh,
God damn it.
we don't know, Nate.
So she said, sorry, pet owners, it's not the same. The house is on fire. You can only save one. Who are you saving, your kid or your pet? To which I say, which kid, right? I have two
Well, which one's been a dick?
that day,
That day.
or
Which
in
one-
general, on balance or just more recently?
Which one listened to me when I said, "Can you please brush your teeth and get ready for the bus?" And
Neither
which
of
one,
them. How about that? And then she
Yeah.
said, yes, pets are part of your family, but so are kids. There is no kids day. You're damn right there ain't.
Every
Because
day.
it's every day. If you love your kids like we do,
Do we though?
sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Everyone's
Sarge chimed in. He said, I enjoy the Buffalo Blue company motto about pets. I love them like family, feed them like family. Yet I am not cooking my dogs a fucking meal. That part's not part of the motto. That was his.
He added
I
that
am
part.
not cooking my dogs a fucking meal. Some people cook their dogs meals, right?
I think
They'll
if
like
you go camping
cook some shit.
or whatever, I don't know.
Because
I
dogs
guess-
like shit.
Oh, I know.
That's
I don't
being
know.
literal.
I don't know.
Dogs do like to eat shit.
Neither of us have pets, and so that made it a really
Not at the
one-sided
time being.
argument.
I forgot to mention last week when I told my story about my cat Shadow that got cancer and came back. We brought him to the vet, and I cried.
Yeah.
I didn't cry just because it was like a routine checkup where we had to put the cat to sleep.
Mhm.
I realized I didn't say that in the thing, so people might have been confused. They might have just thought I'm just a crier, which I'm not. And I want the record to show.
Okay. Good.
All right.
Good job setting the record straight.
Thank
I
you.
think
So he
everybody-
said, my dogs are family. Sarge continued, my dogs are family, but they are the lesser beings of the household and are never celebrated. I like that. He really lays down the law. Not only is there not a pet mom's, pet dad's day, fuck my dogs. That's the theme of this, I think. They are never celebrated. I have turned into one of those people who hate seeing those who glorify their pet like it's their child with a birthday party dressing. I had a coworker who rumor had it was, this guy's in his 50s, who used to take his cats into Central Park in a baby carriage.
I already don't like that person.
He was a nice dude. And let me just say, once you found out that he supposedly did that, you weren't super surprised.
Was it a cat?
He was like
carriage, or
Jerry
was
from
it-
Parks and Recreation.
Was it a cat carriage or was it an actual baby? Like you had to like peel back the Graco
like
hood.
come
and
look
then
at my
there's
child. He's
two
pretending the whole
cats.
time as a
Yeah,
child.
yeah, yeah.
No,
There's
I
two
don't know.
cats.
I never saw it. I don't even know if it's true.
All right.
Anyway, we're not talking about cat babies this week, but that may be a future
cat babies.
podcast. Yeah,
Listen, it's all fair game.
it is. You never know
We're
where
really
we're
scraping
going.
the bottom.
Yeah,
of the
we're
barrel
running
on
out of
this one.
topics.
Yeah,
That's why we need some Patreon money to get some guests up in this
there we
piece.
go.
All right, so we'll be right back after this.
All right.
right, everybody. As promised, this week we're going to be talking about playtime with kids, playgrounds, play spaces, play dates, and the like. I'm going to tell you why. I've been a stay-at-home dad by no choice of my own because I'm still unemployed. So I've been home a lot more and had to fill my toddler's time. And I'm also there to pick up my third grader from the bus when he gets off it. And the other day, yesterday, this is fresh on my mind, he gets off the bus, immediately wants to go to the playground, which is around the corner. Right. Normally, I'm like doing whatever I can to like get out of it. And this time I was just like, you know what?
What else we got going on?
Let's do it, son. I love you. Right?
Also, what else we got going on?
Yeah, it was a hot day.
You want him running around
I still
the
had
house?
to kill a few more hours before it would be acceptable for me to start drinking,
Yeah, exactly.
like without raising any alarms.
Why? What time was it? 8:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So we walked over to the playground, and he's waiting for his friend who was on the school bus who had to like run an errand or run to the store or bodega or whatever. And so I'm sitting there with my son, and he sees some other kid, and kids are like throwing water around. My son wants no part of that, and my son just like sitting next to me. Then he sees the Italian ice person.
Oh yes.
These vultures that just sit there and wait for your kid to notice, and then the kid they're amazing, these people. So you're in the park on a barbecue day, and all of a sudden like 6 of them will start strolling through. Yeah. They know what they're doing. Little League, they show up everywhere, and your kid immediately locks eyes. So I get him this thing, but then it melts too fast and he doesn't want it. And then I ate it, and he got mad that I ate it, kind of thing.
That makes sense.
Because kids, because this is a fun time.
Kids logic.
But I'm trying to keep my distance, and I'm sitting in the corner, and I'm like on my phone, and I know people are looking at me.
Why?
Because people judge parents who are on their phone not paying attention to their kids.
Is your shirt on or off?
My shirt was off, obviously. Okay, it's a public park. I'm allowed.
Yeah.
But people get upset if they're not going to say anything to me. Unless my kid falls or something, which is another reason I don't like it.
Yeah. Like, that's how they learn.
I don't. So this whole thing is play spaces, playgrounds, playtime. Why do we fall? So we can get back up? Is that what he says? No, why do we fall? Because some men just want to watch the world. Isn't that how it goes?
I don't think so.
I'm joking. It was a weird combination.
Well, mostly it's like, why do we fall?
This town needs an enema.
Because fuck you, I want to go to hospital.
Yeah.
That's
hospital. Go back to England. Go to the hospital.
Nah, go to
when
hospital.
you going to go to university? Limey, mate? That was
Already
more
been,
Australian
mate.
right there.
Yeah,
I'm very good at accents.
All right,
so
let's keep going.
What I'm saying is, I know you hate play spaces the most.
I
hate
to talk about that.
Playgrounds the most. And it turns out here that everybody hates everything. So I asked the question on my Instagram Live. Follow me there. You can chime in. A lot of most of the comments I get from there when I post a little question thing. I noticed that neither you nor Nate follows me on Instagram, which is...
We don't have accounts.
Yeah, why would...
You have an account?
I do follow you.
Your wife has an account.
Yeah, that's true.
I shared something from her this week.
Did you?
I did.
Good.
Something I share every once in a while. It's heartbreaking.
I noticed her followers went up by 1.
No shit.
Yeah, from 11 to 12.
Well, hey, I'm proud. Anyway, so I asked the question, do you guys like taking your kids to the playground, play dates, or whatever? So I got a lot of angry responses.
I know. So
I love it.
Let's come back. You're in the park. People are watching.
I only had a half an hour, right?
So
I'm just saying, I'm going through all the comments we're going to get. Like, this is the whole experience in microcosm, right? This is why I hate it. We only have a half an hour because Mama Bear has an important phone call and the toddler isn't home. So I got to go make sure the toddler isn't all up in her face during her phone call.
Right.
So I'm like, Detective Munch, you got like 25 minutes and you have to warn him. Like, when I get you, you better not lose your shit because it's time to leave because it's so hard to get your kids off the playground. So I'm sitting there, my back against a brick wall, feeling like I'm judged. I already spent money on something my son didn't want and he got mad about. I'm watching him climb something where he's going to fall the whole time. I'm bored out of my mind. I know parents are staring at me. One of the women here has actually seen me at the playground and recognized me as Dad and Buried and came up to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to comment from her, and I'm going to read a comment from her later. I got so lucky that at that instant, I had like just been playing with my toddler, and I looked like I was like a really involved dad.
We're both there. Did you bring your
yesterday?
toddler to the
Only
park?
one was there.
Okay,
no, like I got out of that.
Yeah.
I was like, honey, like I'm texting her. I'm like, I'll be back. I'll be back in time for your phone call or whatever. I didn't want to go get him. It's just a mess, but it was super crowded. You don't know where they are half the time. I'm on my phone. I don't care where he is most of the time. And then when people notice that, it's a whole shit show. That I will say is a plus for play spaces because it's contained.
Well, so is a playground's contained too, and usually they all have.
In New York, you can just run out the gate and you're in the middle of the street, and then you can get on the car or the subway and you're gone. 5 minutes, your kid's gone forever.
5 minutes, natural selection, boom.
I had a
called natural
conversation with my
selection.
son about natural
Boom.
selection recently.
That's just natural selection.
I said, if you don't shape up,
You're done.
You're not going to make it
Yeah.
to the next round.
My thing is the selfishness of kids when they're at the top of the playground and they're standing on the thing that they shouldn't be standing on, and you're like, get down, and they don't get down, and then they fall, and you're
And
like,
you start
if
laughing.
you have fucking like require any medical attention
You
at
are
all,
fucked.
like
Yeah.
that is the
I
whole
warned you.
reason.
Right.
I don't
Told you not to
care
do that.
if your like internal organs are bleeding. I don't want to have to go to the ER.
But
that's the main point.
My
I don't want to have
kid-
to go to the ER.
well, no, the
So
ER
get
ruins
down.
your whole
So get
your
down.
whole day times 10.
That's what we should be saying. I don't want to have to go to the ER. Get down from there.
Yeah, yeah.
Not be careful.
You're on the verge of ruining my night. It's the Game of Thrones finale.
That's what we should start
I can't
saying.
watch it tomorrow. I'll get spoiled.
I want to go out tonight. Get down. Get down. I want to
So
go
my
out.
kid climbs those
Yeah.
things, and it's only kind of recently. So I'm kind of like, oh, cool. You know, he's
Yeah.
gotten up the guts to like climb this stuff. But yeah, that's the other thing. You're like, you don't want to be the guy who's over there all the time. Like, oh, be careful. Let me help you down, because then he's never going to do it again. He's going to be scared, and also
old dad style.
it's not just old dads. It's concerned dads.
Helicopter parent style.
We'll get into that some other time. Okay.
Yeah.
Helicopter parents.
Oh, I brought it all.
What's
I
the
brought my
opposite of a
A-game.
helicopter parent?
Me.
Well played. So nobody likes the playground, and I got Catherine Drury said it is torture. Megan Rockwell said absolutely not. In response to, do you enjoy going? I mean, I do it anyway, but I don't like it. And then that pretty much sums up parenting 100%. I do it, but I don't like it.
Well, hold on a second.
It's an obligation.
But also, it's really about the age of the kid at the playground.
We didn't get into that too much.
Well,
sort of.
Because if you have a 2.5-year-old
And there's like 12-year-olds running
the
rampant.
playground
Yeah, I hate
is
that. It's a war zone.
It's a nightmare.
It's like the beginning of Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt.
where he just keeps dying every
They're
day.
right in the field. That movie's actually really good.
It's a
But
great
he's
movie.
like, it's in like Normandy or whatever with
Yeah,
aliens
yeah,
and like
yeah.
just chaos, right?
Yeah.
It's like in the movie Forrest Gump, which in Vietnam. The
It's
war
like
in
the
Vietnam is a lot
movie-
like the one from
it's
Edge
like
of
in
Tomorrow.
what other
This is
movie?
my only
This is
reference
like
to
the
war. Have you
movie,
ever been in the war? Have you ever been in war? Have you been in the shit?
I feel like I'm in the shit right now.
My favorite Vietnam movie, by the way, is The Deer Hunter.
Okay. Great. Thank
Right?
you.
It's not really a realistic depiction of war because it doesn't really deal with front lines. It's just a series of character studies.
The aftermath of war.
This is this. Not just, but there's 3 stages. It's fucking, it'll rip your heart out, that movie. Strength in Me hates it. Storm25_VAM. I like it when someone has an underscore in their name. I really enjoy reading it out loud. Says, no, it sucks. Starry High mentions no words.
We're back from your rant on the Deer
Deer Hunter.
Hunter. and
This
we're
is
back
this is
into
all
the-
lines from the
yeah.
Deer Hunter. Starry High, who has commented before, says, going to take them in the playground is a hell on earth alternate universe where time stands still. That is hardcore.
I feel like these are you got to be in the 2 to 3 zone if these are. the
no, you
comments
don't,
coming
right?
back.
So I went with my 8-year-old,
I
and
don't
it's
know.
just boring. It's just boring.
But okay.
I like to be on my phone,
Right.
but maybe this doesn't happen to you, but I do occasionally feel judged, and I don't care that much because it's stupid that the parent's not allowed to be
Versus
on their phone.
just sitting there watching your kid.
Sitting there, but I'm probably not, and sometimes you can't be totally absorbed in your phone. You got to look up and know where your kid is from time to time,
I
right?
don't know.
But
I think that's
I like being on my phone more than I like living my actual life.
Yeah.
I'm glad Mama Barry doesn't listen to this because she'll
Right.
be like, I fucking knew it. But at the playground, it's a little
Don't worry,
nerve-wracking to be
we'll
like,
edit
oh
that part
shit,
out.
because if your kid does fall and you're caught on your phone at that minute, you're the ultimate dick,
Totally.
right?
That's the thing. Okay, so there's 2 things. There's 2 reasons.
There's only 2 things.
Get down, because I'm now watching you, and I don't want to be responsible for.
And I
your
don't- you
phone.
wanna
And
ruin
then
my
2,
evening,
Don't
yeah.
ruin my evening.
So this was
Not on my watch.
But
That
here's
should
the
be it.
problem. So Megan Rockwell said she hates it, but she does it anyway, which is parenting to a T. And then Ahmed 2006 says, fuck no, I hate it, but it's a necessary evil because they are not my captives, and I suppose they occasionally deserve some fresh air. That's
Yeah.
pretty much where I stand. Like, you're like, I guess, because I will get in trouble if people find out that I'm holding them in cages.
Well, first of all, let me throw some stuff at you. Let me throw some stuff in the pros category for playgrounds. 1, cost. 0.00.
100%. Unless you end up at the ER, but that can happen at any of these joints.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's
Yeah,
just
I
the
agree.
deal.
Yeah.
So
Well, okay,
they're
hold
free.
on. I spent $2 on an Italian ice.
Oh, god damn it! That's stupid.
In your face.
The big ice. Big Italian
Big
ice.
ice got me again.
Yeah. So the playground is free. Also, if they stay in my apartment, they will
go
all
nuts.
be murdered.
Well, that's what Mama Berry
It
says.
will be
like,
full murder
on the
situation,
weekend when
'cause
I
can't
don't
take it.
When I don't want to go to the park, Mama Berry is like, and then if we have a lazy day at home and it gets to 5 o'clock and they're bouncing off the wall, she's like, see?
Are you kidding me? I can't. By 9 o'clock.
You have 3 kids.
I'm like,
you haven't.
I'm like, everybody has to get out. I'm like, get out. Everybody get out of the house.
And what do you stay at home?
Yeah, and then I close the door behind them, and then it takes them a while to
hang
figure
out
out
on
the
the
locks. No, it just takes them a while to figure out how to get back in the house.
Is this including your wife?
No.
She knows how to get back in.
Yeah, she definitely does.
She knows all the nooks and crannies.
She's already found a tunnel.
It's like the Webster house.
Yeah, yeah. So no, but so it burns energy. It's free.
Well, that's coming up.
They're
right?
running around.
Getting the yayas out. Nixie, 1984 says, "Of course I like going. I used to love letting them loose.
Yeah,
run,
exactly.
run."
Yeah, yeah.
Colleen R. Wilco says, "Honestly, I feel like that's the time to let them loose and mostly ignore them." You know what, Colleen? That's all the time.
That's how you do.
When it comes to ignoring your kids, 24/7, 365.
Yeah, but at the playground, you get to do it with abandon. You can just be like,
yeah, you feel like you're giving them something in return.
Number one comment when they ask me to play with them all the time.
Yeah,
and I say, look around.
Look around.
There's 3 of you. I've made 3 of you to play with each other.
Yeah.
I'm out of this. I don't need this anymore.
There's a really good.
You play with each other. But Dad, you need to be the monster. Guess what? I'm already a monster.
That's true.
I'm a horrible monster.
So there's a funny mom on Twitter and Instagram, Ramblin' Mama, who has a meme that said, "Go play with your sister." That's basically the reason we had her.
Yeah.
Right? Which is 100% true. Like,
it's also exactly.
We don't want you to be spoiled, and we want someone else to occupy your time so we don't have to. That's why you have more than one kid.
But then when they when they get into what I do like is when they make friends. No, they make friends at the park.
With each other?
No, with like some randos, you know?
Yeah, I like randos, like guys in trench coats.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. So that's
another
thing.
Hold on,
hold on, because we have a bit of a unique perspective on this. So I want to run through it. Ali Bilchek says it's boring but worth it because it wears them out.
There you go.
And Annette 26 says she loves playgrounds, anything to burn energy and keep apartment clean. Now, one of the big things people hate. We mentioned kind of the older kids because it's like a war zone, and there's like 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 8-year-olds. If you have a toddler, there's a very good chance your toddler's going to get knocked down and get hurt, right? But a couple of people complained about all the other parents that were there. Yeah. And some people were like, I don't want to deal with seeing somebody I don't like or something like that as a dad, right?
Like a
There's
kid
not
you
that
don't
many
like?
dads. No, like a mom who's like going to like a playgroup or a playground and sees like a mom that's like a mean girl or something. Do they have mean girl moms?
Yeah, I'm sure they
do. Women are very catty.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop when they become adults, right?
No.
But like, for dads, we'll be like often the only dad or one or two.
Yeah.
And almost by virtue of that, sometimes like the moms hold you at arm's length. And if you approach them or approach a kid, and they don't know
arms
your
wide
there,
open, and you're like, "Come on, give me a hug."
I'm just saying, it's a little
People
bit dicey.
Are like, "What the hell?"
There's lots of
what the hell's wrong
stories.
with you?
There's lots of stories of like dads who are around with their kids at the park, but somebody doesn't see a kid with them, and then like the cops are called on the dad because they think he's like a creeper. That doesn't happen to moms. That happens.
That's literally that happened in your mind.
No, it happens on Facebook.
Oh my God.
Because a lot of people are sensitive to this kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like human
in
trafficking.
Russia,
it almost happens
happens
all the time.
Facebook.
Human trafficking.
Give me a break. Human trafficking.
It almost happens all the time.
Trust
Don't you pay
me.
attention?
You know what I've done? I put signs up. 2 kids.
Please traffic them.
A bundle deal. 2 for 1 bundle deal, kids.
You clearly haven't seen
them out.
Taken, okay? Some harrowing things happen to everybody except the
The
stars.
most xenophobic movie ever.
Yeah, well,
the first time
some
that she
contenders
travels
for that.
outside the country, she gets
well,
kidnapped
her dad
by
warned her.
Chechens.
Wasn't she going to see Cold? No, she's going to see U2. She's like 15,
Yeah.
and it's like 2010.
Don't leave America.
She doesn't care about
You'll be
U2.
kidnapped.
She's going to see like maybe Coldplay or like Slipknot.
Yeah.
She seemed like one of those girls.
Slipknot.
Okay. So anyway, so dads don't have this problem as much. A lot of moms complain about having to make small talk, right? So Delia, I'm not sure, said nothing is worse than awkward other mom you don't know at the playground small talk. And then she says, or dad, I guess, which is my point. She's like, dads aren't there. She's not doing that. She's like, it's cool. We're both stuck here, but we don't need to chat, right? I don't like to talk to anybody, even if I know them. So when I'm like small talk, No thanks. That's why I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh, look at the antisocial parent who doesn't care about us or their kid because they're on their phone. You know what? Maybe I'm looking at job listings. You don't know my life.
No, we do.
I'm not. I'm looking at Instagram.
You're looking at memes.
Or I'm reading hot takes on the Game of Thrones finale.
You're also just like reading Big Trouble in Little China quotes for some reason.
I don't need to read those. That was a bad example. That's not one of my go-tos. Okay. So Don't Bite Your Friend says she usually tries to look as unapproachable as possible while at the playground, which is luckily for me, that's how I always look. So I don't have to worry about that part as much.
I don't mind talking to people in the playground. I'm not a openly like I don't look out
Mr.
for
Rogers.
Yeah, but you know what? You're
You
there.
just called yourself a monster. Now you're Mr. Friendly Neighborhood.
Yeah, and I want to compare myself to other people and see
how am
what
I doing?
level of a monster I am. There are some times where I pride myself on how many snacks I bring. Someone's
for
like,
your
I'm
kids
hungry.
or just for
yeah,
other,
but just
other
in general.
parents?
And then people are like, "Oh, I'm hungry." I'm like, "Oh, we can have some."
Do you ever bring a tumbler full of vodka like Vadam SV says? It's the only way to get through it.
So close, man.
I've been at the playground with like
I have not
a drink.
I haven't brought a drink yet.
Maybe only if I've been somewhere and like on the way home from somewhere we stop at the playground. It's not like I'm bringing a flask to the playground in the middle of the day.
No, I don't think
I save those for like school fundraisers.
Yeah, I feel like I'm only at the playground if it's in the morning. Generally.
Well, a lot of people said that too. Like go in the morning when there's less of a rush. I like to bring my kids out in the rain. Because then they get sick and they can't go to the playground again so soon.
There you go. But I had to really think about that. I was like, wait, why have I not been drinking? Yeah,
because you go so early.
Time? And then I realized it was because I go so early.
So participation is another thing, right? So not only talking to other parents and as many kids as you can get your hands on.
Yeah, I like to talk to as many kids as possible.
Sometimes your kids want you to be involved. Like I was at the playground recently and I was chasing my kids around because like if nobody they know is there, they want me to like play monster or chase them. I hurt myself fucking immediately jumping off of something.
Turning quickly.
And so Horning _ Nietzsche, I think it's Horning _ Frederick Nietzsche says yes because it keeps him busy. She likes to go to the playground because it keeps him busy, but no because apparently I have to go with him, which is the problem. Like when you have it, like I used to be able to just play in the backyard or at my neighbors, but now especially we live in the city, you got to bring the kid to the playground a lot of the time.
Don't you have a playground right around the corner from you?
You know what? That's neither here nor there.
God.
You know what? Lato Jennifer says, "Don't ask me to push you on the swing." For me, that's the lowest impact thing I can do. I don't mind standing there. Phone in one hand, drink in another, using my head to push the swing. Or foot.
Yeah.
But my kid likes it when I tickle him on the swing, like every time he comes back, the little toddler guy.
Yeah.
That's always fun. So Black Velvet Stitches says she hates it, but she suffers through the playground, and she gets judged for not stalking her kid around the place. Like not following around and knowing where he is and taking care of him.
No,
I told you, man. The judgment out there is intense.
I don't think so. I don't care what these kids are doing. They're running around. They're having fun. Like the only thing is if they come back crying. You hear that crying, and you're like, oh god, did they
can
cause
tell
it?
It's your kid, or you're like, thank God that's not my kid.
Yeah, I know.
That's a great feeling.
Dad, and then you look up and it's not.
Sex is fun, but being on the playground and hearing a kid cry and realizing it's not yours, that's the real juice. Nate, you haven't experienced that one yet. Either of them, actually.
That's really where it gets good.
It's a weird. It is. That's where life really. That and when you put them down to bed for the night, literally, like it's like
adrenaline,
shooting heroin between your toes.
Yeah. Well, when you know that they're in bed, because then there's that period of time where you don't know.
My kid gets up like 4 times a night now.
Shoot him
the
full
toddler.
Of heroin through his toes.
I thought you were going to say shoot him. I was like, you know what? Hadn't thought of that one yet. But
you know what?
Probably the most effective option.
Think about it. We're in America.
No, we're not in an airport though. That's where it's allowed.
Oh yeah.
And in Florida.
No, good call.
Stand your ground law. If your kid gets out of bed, you can shoot him in Florida under the stand your ground law.
Is there anything that Florida won't give us? It won't give this great nation of ours?
What else we got on here? Participation is dangerous. Has your kid ever gotten hurt at the playground?
Yeah. I mean,
no, but like for real. Any breaks?
Yeah, my oldest daughter, she hurt her foot and had to be in a cast for a while.
How about you? They don't have playgrounds in London, I forgot.
No, they don't. They have what's called
factories.
They have factories, and then we had to go
chocolate
around.
Factories.
And we were like, "Well, sir, which way do we go for our coal meal?
How do we get to hospital?"
Yeah, we get to the hospital. So no, they had it.
Bitch.
Are you kidding me? And they had the best playgrounds. They had what's called adventure playgrounds.
God, that's even
zip
worse
lines
than what. Shut up.
Swings.
Rope nooses because they live in London.
No. Rope swings.
They have vomit poles on the ground.
That is actually.
I banged my head on a slide and got a concussion. Like I banged my head on the slide and immediately threw up as a kid.
That sounds like something you would do.
What does that even mean? That's not even a good joke.
Most people would just kind of
not throw up after banging their head,
or just like not bang their head so badly.
That's true.
Why? What were you? What
was I
were you
thinking?
doing? Just like were your hands behind your back?
I was like 3.
Classic
I didn't have
Mike.
full control of my head. I still don't.
All right. Well.
So the phone judgment thing I brought up. So Felshem, who's the woman who saw me on the playground once, and by the luck of the draw, I wasn't holding my phone, and I was like playing with my toddler. Yeah. She came up to me. She's like, "Are you dead and buried?" And I was like, "Oh shit.
Yeah.
What did I do now?"
She's like,
"Do you have a
these two are yours."
Yeah. These sons of bitches. No. She just wanted to say hi, and we chatted for a minute. I didn't know what to do. I had to tell her my name was Mike because it's really weird if someone's like calling you dad and buried all the time.
Yeah,
even weirder for you. Are you dad and buried? You have to be like, no, I'm his anonymous sidekick on the podcast.
Greg.
Anyway, she goes to the same playground as me, and she said that she'd be too busy looking at her own phone to judge me. So I appreciate that, Felicia. Thanks for the reassurance.
Yeah, and I think the getting them to leave is a key.
As Half an Acre points out, it sucks.
You got once you get there, you start giving them
immediately
5-minute
countdowns.
warning. 5-minute warning. Okay.
And if you have to be home by a certain time, you give yourself a cushion because you might have to chase them to get them out, or they're running by you pretending they don't hear you that it's time to leave.
Last night, I destroyed my 8-year-old's entire world by bringing her home from the playground early.
Oh yeah,
like I literally, she's
never gonna go.
No, I felt absolutely horrible, but at the same time, I did. It was an after-school event. The kids were running around in the playground, and I was like, okay, we got to go. My little one's melting down, and we left like 15 minutes early. But that 15 minutes was key because none of her other friends had left
yet. She had to be the first one.
And I kind of was like, and all the parents were saying they were going to leave.
But hadn't pulled the trigger.
But they hadn't pulled the trigger yet. So guess who looked like a big-time asshole? My 8-year-old for leaving early. What a jerk.
That's true, honestly. That's disrespectful to all her friends and the people that were still there.
My God, I couldn't imagine what school must have been like today. It's so embarrassing for
everybody
her.
laughing and pointing. Put a scarlet LE on her.
Yeah,
shirt.
I really
left early.
Yeah, she really. She did a really good job of actually making me feel like total shit. She wasn't overly upset.
Better than I do.
Sure. Why don't we say sure?
But made me feel bad. There.
Well, there we go. That's because I'm an expert in it. But she was just she was like, Dad, I really wanted to stay. How come I had to leave? I was playing, and she just said it in that tone really calmly for like an hour and a half. And I was like, you know what? I am really genuinely sorry, but we had to go.
Oh, you were
and then
softy
I was like,
about it.
Did we really have to go then?
How many friends
but I didn't
were there?
let her know. I didn't let her know that
you
my
didn't
internal
necessarily have to go. Was not an actual hard
and
and
also
fast deadline.
The times that I was bringing out. Look, it's 7:30. It was like 7
didn't
o'clock.
mean anything. Oh, you were lying.
Yeah,
wow, you are a monster.
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
How many of her friends were there?
She was breaking my heart in front of my own goddamn eyes. What else do you want me to do?
You put the pedal to the metal.
Just go further.
Exactly.
It's 0. Go all the way to
I'm not coming back from this. I might as well get my money's worth.
All the way to -100. You know what I mean?
So,
God, what a
hold on. How many friends were there with her?
There was a lot. There was like 8 or 9 or whatever.
So look, the next topic is playdates, which is usually like 2 kids
at
most, like 2 or 3, or you go to like a friend's house.
Yeah.
The siblings have to be involved a lot of the time, which causes no end of the drama. I don't go on a lot of playdates because most of the friends are moms, and I don't have a lot of dad friends. You haven't found a friend
circle yet where you're
no, it's just not. Playdates
no one's inviting you over.
Playdates aren't usually couple things. So we have a good couple friend where we go over there. I don't consider those playdates, even though they all the kids are friends and they play together. But I consider those like Friday night, like we're going over there to hang out, and the kids we have to bring the kids, so let them be in the other room and have fun. A playdate is where like on a Saturday afternoon or during the middle of the week,
someone gets dropped.
Potentially someone gets dropped. You're lucky if you're doing the dropping, like with a birthday party drop off. But a lot of these moms complain that sometimes it's like the kid will make a friend at school and you don't know the parents and you have to go over there and like make sure everything's cool and hang out.
Yeah.
And maybe that parent doesn't drink and then you're screwed.
Yeah, then you're
can't even have a glass of wine while your kids are playing Minecraft?
My God.
What are your magnetiles?
It's already 8:30 in the morning. Jesus.
So
How long are
Brian
you
Gill likes it, but only when it's playdates with your adult friends and they have booze.
Yeah.
Loddin75 says she only likes it with close friends when she knows the parents can do the drop off, which is what we were just talking about. Pammy Cap cannot stand any of it. She hates the park and playdates with people she doesn't know. She's angry.
Yeah.
Pammy Cap. Give me, you know what? Reach out if you need a hand.
I like the playdate at the playground though. That's a move.
Is it?
Yeah. So it's
Why? What a waste.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Because you're both there.
Well, you coordinate a rival.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
My God. Are you okay now?
Yeah, kind of.
After that,
I'm
you
still not a
really-
big fan of it.
really blew
I
up.
don't like planning.
Okay. Yeah. That's coming through loud and clear.
So Mandy Max 123 says the same thing. She doesn't like playdates. She dreads them when the kids are young because the parents stay, and then you're forced into a weird social situation. Elbs 99 says pre-gaming is a must. To be honest, I don't know if she was referring to playdates or playground or whatever, but depending on what time it is, I think that's funny. Like, all right, guys, we're pre-gaming for the playground, and she goes in the bathroom and you lift the toilet. You got your little flask.
Yeah.
Your handle.
Toilet seat. Just grab the flask out of the U-bend.
Yeah, some Absolute in there.
Shawshank style.
Shawshank style?
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption. It's a movie.
Oh, never heard of it.
Okay.
Overrated.
Yeah, playdates can be weird.
Girl
Again,
plays uke. They're fine if you don't have to stay there, which is pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, I think I had that happen to me where
They got dropped off at your place.
my daughter had a boy over for a play date.
Oh my God!
And this was a while ago. This was like 3 years ago. And
So
then
when she
the
was
dad-
5 or when she was 8? Which
no,
daughter?
she was 8.
Okay,
When she was 8, my 11-year-old now was 8, and then
figured that out.
the boy came over and they were just having fun. They were playing,
I
but
bet.
the dad came over and stayed. And then I said, "You want a beer? You want Nah, I'm good." So now I'm in my own goddamn
You're
house.
drinking and he's not.
Well, I'm in my own goddamn. Oh, I don't even know what's. And I said
You gotta
about
crack
9
it
times. I
yourself.
said 9 times.
You got to
Hey,
crack
listen.
it before he gets there.
Hey, listen, it's all good here.
Yeah.
You're welcome to stay. You don't have to. Oh, it's great. Cool. Anyway, as I was saying, in the Reagan administration, when I was like, oh my God.
That's what he was saying.
No, I don't know what he was talking
made that
about, but it
part
was so horrible.
Should have brought up Trump.
That's my favorite topic to talk
Well,
about.
I know it is. It's
Yeah.
coming up soon on the podcast. Trump. It's the whole
That's
title.
all we need to say. So the
I don't have a lot of. I don't have aside from like going and hang out with actual friends, which eliminates the worst part of the playdate for the most part. I don't have a lot of experience with like the random stranger playdate or anything.
I'm actually cool hosting.
You're not that cool.
Playdates.
Oh, hosting them.
Yeah,
Are
hosting.
you like the
playdates.
nerdy dad from like Modern Family?
Yeah, like
Whatever his name
call me-
is.
Yeah,
Why the face? That's
Yeah.
what he thinks WTF stands
call me
for.
cool.
Trying really hard to be cool.
No, but it's okay. They're it's fine. I can handle. And plus, when they come over, they play in the room. So in many
Yeah.
ways, it's actually. It's a little bit. It can be better. Like if you have a really.
But if
there is
they're
a-
loud and nearby, you're not outside.
They're not
you're
generally-
in the place. You gotta make snacks for them. You gotta make them snacks
No,
all the
what you
time.
do
I hate
is
that.
you focus on the person who's coming over, the kid who's coming over.
Yeah.
You sideline your kid. This is what we call. This is psychological warfare. You sideline your kid. Like this kid
Who
is
gives a shit? I see this kid every day. He's old news.
The other kid's on their best behavior. So what you do is you go
Hopefully.
deep.
Unless they're a monster.
No, if they're a monster, yeah, then
There are
that's
some bad seeds out there.
I haven't experienced that. Luckily,
Well, we haven't been to your house yet.
Up that, yeah, because
We've mingled.
we've mingled every once in a while, but no, the kid, you go for the kid and you're like, hey, food, water, all that kind of thing, and then they're on their best behavior, they're loving it, they're loving
You're
the
spoiling them.
Yeah, you're spoiling them, and then your kid goes to reach for some food, and you're like, mm-mm.
Yeah,
This is for
it's
your guest.
And
This
then
is
the
for your
dad
guest.
comes in and you're like, you want a beer? He says no. You say, get the fuck out.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
Get out of my house
Get
and
out of my
take your
fucking
no
house.
good kid with you.
Yeah. I mean, your kid's pretty good, but actually take my daughter.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
you.
Take my kids when you leave.
Yeah.
Get out of my
Get
house
the
and
hell
take
out of
my
my
kids
house
when
and
you
get
go.
I'm gonna keep your kid because your kid's actually polite. And
So
says,
so
"Please and
look,
thank
you don't like the playground. You clearly love play dates.
Oh, I didn't say
And
that.
you
I said-
hate plays. No, you said it.
I'm
Everyone
okay.
heard it. Everyone heard it.
I'm okay
Everyone
with
heard it.
playgrounds.
Everyone heard it.
Yeah, you said.
Okay.
You love Playspaces least of all.
Playspaces.
You hate Playspaces. I was at one 2
Let
weeks
me
ago.
do-
I've been sick ever since.
Yeah. Well, listen.
I was in the ball pit
Listen.
with my toddler. I was in the ball pit. You know what? I get involved.
Listen, Playspaces are just Big Measles trying to win.
Is it
Yeah, that's all.
Big Measles?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
So it's a
You get
conspiracy.
people-
All the people who run Playspaces are in the pocket of
Yeah,
Big Measles.
Yeah, that's what they wanted. They want everyone who walk in that door. They know everyone who's walking this door, you're gonna get so
There's
sick.
a very good chance you're contracting a disease that should have been eradicated.
Those toys,
decades
they haven't
ago.
been washed in a long time.
Do they ever get washed? How do you wash the ball? Like they're
There's
supposed to spray it?
How do you wash anything?
They're not washing
They're
that
not
shit.
washing anything.
You know what? I don't mind it. It builds up the immune system.
Yeah, but it also increases the amount of time.
So my
you
wife
take
has
care of
MS,
kids.
so she gets sick. She catches everything because
Yeah.
it weakens your immune system, right? We go to the ball, I bring her there all the time because then I know where to go with that.
I don't know, but the play spaces.
She
for
does
me,
end up taking them there.
Saturdays,
and gets
Sundays.
sick almost every time.
It is like I would show you photographs I've taken where, unlike the playground where there's space, you can go somewhere, you can hide.
What are you
can
taking
go,
photographs of?
the play spaces? The
Just to be like, this is disgusting?
This is disgusting. I mean, you have both parents, right? Because they're new parents and they both have to go.
Yeah.
So you have both parents
Yeah.
taking like a
Take your
4-year-old.
shoes off.
Yeah, shoes off. Taking a 4-year-old. So you have like 100 4-year-olds times 2 parents. Meanwhile, I've got I've got my kids both running around. I'm employing my same I don't give a shit attitude.
But it's the same thing where
At a
it's like if there's
Playspace,
older kids running rampant, your
and you
little
just-
kid can
but
be
the
in danger.
But take the playground and just compress it because it's
Yes.
cold. Because you go into play
Sure.
spaces generally when it's cold outside.
And you have to
or
pay
windy.
and
you got to
entrance.
pay, and then you compress it down into the teeny tiny space, and then
And it's
just have
chaos.
kids go. Oh,
It's very important to
God
go when there
damn it.
aren't that many people there, but there's always a lot of people there.
how the
You know
hell
what
are
I
you gonna
encountered
do
last
that?
time I went?
Tuesday at 9.
Like a week and a half ago, I went to one of these things. You have to take your shoes off when
Yeah.
you go through the gate, and then the bathrooms are within the no shoe zone. So I bring my kid to the bathroom, or I have to go to the bathroom like in my socks. What the fuck is your bathroom doing in the no
Honestly,
shoe
that is
zone,
disgusting.
man?
I feel
It's so
bad for
gross.
people having to go to the bathroom.
And I was
after
wearing
you.
flip flops, so I had to go bare. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Just kidding. You got so nervous.
I know you did.
I knew to wear socks
no,
to
you
the
didn't.
play space.
No,
I
you
did.
didn't.
My wife warned me. She was like, "You got to wear socks."
No, you didn't. You just
Fucking
you
did.
just
You calling me a
didn't.
liar?
Yeah, you just like getting your toes.
I've been around the
splash-splashing,
block. What? Splashing in the urine?
tippy tapping. Dad and Mary.
Gross. You know
All
what?
your glory.
You're gross. Everybody knows play spaces are full of germs. You like to think they're full of cool dads over playing.
No,
I guess
my
that was
thing-
one of
oh
mine.
my
I
God,
was playing with
hate
my
it.
toddler. It's
I hate
fun.
it. When you have
You
the
hate
dad
it.
who's like,
You're jealous.
go down, and they're like wrestling, and they're like being cool dads overplaying with their kid. Nothing is more annoying than a cool dad overplaying.
There's a million things more annoying. They are annoying, but there are a million
Really?
things more annoying than cool dads overplaying
with
their
your
kids.
son in a play space
Yeah.
on a Saturday on a
That's
crowded
the
Saturday.
number one most annoying thing of all time.
It's up there.
All right, we're gonna put up a list.
Up there. Let me know. Chime in, everybody.
We're gonna put up a list on Instagram. What is more annoying? And
Big
we're gonna get so
Measles.
many fucking Big Measles is more definitely
Overplaying.
more annoying.
Or what about old dads overwatching? Careful.
That's not just old
Careful.
dads. Paranoid
It's like-
dads.
it's
You don't have to be old.
Trust me.
You would know, old
Yeah.
man.
I'm pretty old, but I'm not as old as some of the grandpas out there.
Well, those are grandpas.
Are they though? I don't know. There's something
Your
to be
logic's
said.
not exactly
There's something to
airtight.
be said for old dads, but there are overly cautious parents.
Hold on, I gotta. So look, you put.
I lump them together because I'm a huge
no.
generalist.
You put a bullet point in here that I don't understand, and I really want to get into it. Playspace is like a low rent Tinder would have been.
Oh, yeah. So
Except instead of measles, it's big STD.
yeah. So no, what you're doing is It's also a place where all the moms and dads are there. Everyone's
Mingling. It's like a key party.
yeah. Everyone's looking at each other.
It's a fair
Like,
2.0 breeding
no,
ground.
but the best part is it's a what would have happened Tinder. You're kind of like, oh, okay, well, that would have.
If I'd taken a separate fork in the road, I could have been at the play
Exactly.
date with that young lady.
Look at that.
Or
Look at
that old
guy.
dad.
Yeah,
That old
exactly. exactly. That old guy. Look at that. If I had just
So it's not just a breeding
waited,
ground for germs.
yeah.
It's a breeding ground for broken homes.
well, not for what could have been. It's
Sliding
like
door situations.
Sliding door situation.
So
exactly.
what you're saying is you like to go to play spaces to imagine what your life could have been,
Like,
and
what
all
are-
the mistakes you've made.
I
getting to where you're at.
like the one thing I do like is like I said, the mom and the dad will go with their 4-year-old or 2-year-old or whatever. They go together because
Yeah.
that's what new parents do. And then you're just like, oh, that's funny. And you can just everyone's like in your mind. You're
Oh,
like,
they're together.
yeah, exactly.
kind of thing?
You're
Yeah.
like, really? Huh? That's
What
interesting.
side of you think you're on that equation
Ah,
when
on
you and
the-
your wife go?
On the losing side.
Yeah, I agree.
Meaning I'm way above my weight
Oh,
class.
you're saying, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. You're way above your weight class on this podcast.
Yep.
Like, if people are going to look at this photo and be like, poor man's Fassbender, low rent Paul Rudd.
Spoon.
Somebody called me, you're
Spoon
like
t-shirt.
if somebody photocopied Paul Rudd 3 times. I was like, I love it.
Yeah.
It was good. I liked low rent Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
But even that was probably giving me too much credit. And then
the photograph.
if you're like, if
photocopy.
someone photocopied Paul Rudd 2
That's
or
funny.
3 times, yeah, it was very funny.
Yeah, so that's it. I think that the play spaces are just are intense, and plus you have to dress up. There's more toys. Don't play with
dress
that.
up? What do you wear? A tux to the play space?
No, meaning there's like costumes.
You have to
and
wear
stuff.
clothes. What? I ain't wearing no costumes.
Have
You
you
want
been-
lice?
Have you been? Big measles. We were just talking about this.
You don't
big,
get
big
big
lice,
measles.
big lice, big bed bugs, everything. It's all
Bed
there.
bugs, I think, are small.
I know,
by
but like
definition.
the big industry that they're
I know what you mean.
propagating. It's
You do it
all
a
in
lot.
play spaces.
It's a
It's
running
all-
theme. Your big thing.
I'm big and everything, but play spaces. They can. It's just like
It's a containment unit for grossness and germs
really
and
is.
death and
It-
despair
and the only
and
positive
affairs.
with possible sliding glass
Yeah,
door,
yeah,
sliding
right.
doors situations. But the only thing that's a positive is when it's 5 degrees outside, howling
Right, and your
wind.
kids need to get their yayas
just
out
gotta-
somewhere, and you got to
gotta
go
find-
somewhere. So you go to the play space.
I
like-
wish I do want to show you some.
Some photos?
I took I've taken in the past like at least 4 or 5 photos on just random Sundays, and just you can't see the play space. It's just people. It's like a rave.
Oh, it's teeming with people.
It's just teeming
It's like
with
a
people.
rave.
It's just too many people, and it's not fun. And
It's like a
everyone's,
rave,
like,
but nobody
in their
feels
socks.
good.
Yeah.
Nobody's taking ecstasy.
Everyone's
They're
standing.
they're all just sweaty and packed
and
in,
just,
and nobody's feeling good about
and
it.
like trying to watch that one cool dad play cool with his cool son.
They're all watching him,
Yeah.
thus proving the fact that he is actually cool.
And
He's
the
an
other one's
involved
like,
dad who
"Watch
cares
out,
about his kids.
Watch out.
So you got the one cool dad and the one old dad, and then the rest of the people are just the crowd watching.
Basically, who are the seasoned vets.
And they're all
But
at
I
the
like to
same
call them
time
the seasoned
simultaneously
vets.
wondering what could have been if they swapped partners.
Yes, exactly.
But the sad story is, even if they had swapped partners, they would have still ended up at that place.
Exactly.
So you're doomed.
And you exactly.
Don't get married, is what
There you
Pete's
go.
trying to say.
Don't do it. Just don't. Just
Next week we'll
Choose.
be back with the divorce edition of the Dad and Buried podcast.
exactly.
Hopefully, if you guys enjoyed this episode, you can comment on YouTube
Yeah.
about
do
what
that.
you prefer. We're gonna do the what's more annoying than what is it? What is the most annoying thing in the world? You said is the cool dad.
Oh,
overzealously playing with his
overplaying
kid.
dad versus
All right,
overwatching
I'm gonna put
dad,
up some kind of poll about
Yeah.
how wrong Pete is on that, because it's just a never-ending
Hit us up on the
litany
YouTube.
of things that are more annoying than that.
Okay. Well, I like to use hyperbole.
I'm a little defensive because I am that cool dad when I play with my.
I'm
I was a
getting
couple
it.
weeks ago playing with my toddler.
I'm getting that, but
Hurts my sciatica, but you know what? I care about my son.
I know.
Bonding time is
And that's
important.
what makes you a great dad.
A family that gets big measles together stays together.
and sometimes dies together.
Unless the sliding doors thing opens up.
sometimes they die, and then that's when all of the bed bugs come in. Those sliding
That
doors.
was a weird. It was really slid into some darkness
I don't
right
know.
there.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, dark side to you there, man. Everyone thinks I'm the bad guy, but
Ooh, it's plot twist.
Breaking
Guess what?
Bad.
All right.
All right, we'll see you
Cool.
next week,
We
guys.
got it. Thank you.
I don't know why you would still be watching this isn't a Marvel movie, no matter how much I look like Paul Rudd. Which, I mean, you can deny it all you want. It's there in the eyes, I think. I'm young looking like him. If you enjoyed the podcast, which you obviously did, or you wouldn't be listening still, sign up on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you want to listen to. Comment here on YouTube, subscribe, hit that like button. We want to hear from you. Comments, questions, dirty jokes, money, all the money you can give us. We'd love it all. Catch you next time.